Yeah,
Brother
man.
Gabe.
Welcome to another episode of Cobb's Corner, people. We are in the Limitless 21 program, and this is a program to help you achieve your fitness goals for the new year. Man, I got my guy. I got my gains, brother. I got the Brodie from work, man, himself, Elvin Nieves. What's going on with you, my guy?
Brother Gaines, what's going on, man?
Hey, you know
Appreciate
how we do. No doubt, man. I appreciate you jumping on, giving your insight and giving your experience to the people, man. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it. Any chance we get to share knowledge, man, and like we always
Facts,
do. It's a good
facts.
opportunity.
Well, I know, man, this time around, I'm doing the Limitless 21 program. So we're helping people just kind of get over those roadblocks and those hurdles that they go through with their New Year's resolution. And I know recently at the beginning of the whole pandemic, you finally had a breakthrough with your fitness journey to where I'll let you speak about it a little bit. Go ahead and just talk a little bit about the breakthrough that you had with your fitness journey.
Yeah, man. I know we short on time, so I'll try to keep it short as possible.
Yeah.
But long story short, I mean, we've worked together for about 4 years now.
Yeah.
We've been able to share each other's journey. We still are, but so we've seen we've both tried a lot of things, a lot of similar. I've definitely tried the different diets, keto, intermittent fasting, just low carb, or I haven't gone as crazy as doing the whole carnivore thing. But anyways, we tried it all, and different workouts, different programs, you name it, man. Supplements just across the board, just like everybody else has. But also in the past, I would say for the past 5 years, I've been dipping in and out of the whole plant-based, vegetarian, vegan lifestyle. And I would try it for about, a week here, 2 weeks there, maybe a month. And then what started to happen is the last 3 to 4 years, every January, I would try to start not necessarily a cleanse, but trying to go that route. I started off trying the Daniel fast.
Right.
More of a spiritual, biblical diet, but it's pretty much.
Now break that down a little bit with the Daniel fast. What's involved in that? What are you eating when you do that one?
Yeah, so the Daniel fast, basically, as far as the diet goes, it's almost like pretty much a plant-based or a whole food diet. Okay. So you're not eating any dairy, you're not eating any meat, no caffeine, really no juice, just fruits, grains, vegetables, the basics, So that's pretty much what kicked it off for me. And I just noticed how good I would feel when I would finish the 3 weeks. Because it's really, technically, the Daniel fast itself is only 21 days.
Okay.
So I would do that. I get to the third week, and first week's always the hardest.
Yeah.
Second week, you getting in there, it's like, all right, maybe I can do this thing. And then by the third week, I was fine. And just thinking about meat or any of that other stuff, and it was like, nah, I'm good. But what comes at the end of January? Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh man, you got wings. They sell the most wings out of the whole year. Billions of wings go. Nachos, finger foods up the wazoo. Oh man, yeah.
So that would be like my
coming out party.
Exactly. And one thing I've noticed is whether you're doing low carb, anytime you go on a very restrictive diet, no matter what you're restricting, your body becomes very sensitive to just not having that anymore. So it's like as soon as you start, it's so easy, especially with anything like sugar or carb related, processed carbs. It's like your body just soaks it all up. Yeah. That's what I noticed, at least for me. And then you end up, that's why I think a lot of people tend to overeat. And you gain most of the weight back.
Absolutely.
I mean, to circle back to that, it was kind of like it's been an ongoing process for the last 4 to 5 years.
Right.
Just me jumping in and out, because I'm the type of person, I don't care how much research is done out there. I don't care who swears by what. I need to try it for myself.
For sure. Absolutely. Because your body going to react differently than whatever you read. Nobody's going to have the same experience at all.
Exactly. That's why you see these cookie cutter diets and workout programs. And we've tried a bunch of them. We've tried them both. And it's like, No, everybody's different. You got different body types. People are more sensitive to certain foods than others.
Yeah.
It's just so. Again, yeah, I just like to try stuff out for myself, and I don't care what people have to say as long as it's nothing it's gonna harm me.
That's right. You give it a go.
Right. So this year, back in November, is when I really started cranking up my just workout routine.
Okay.
Right. So I joined. Yeah. That's when I joined that 6-week.
Oh yeah.
That 6-week challenge over at that Anytime. Other gym.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was cool. It gave me a good foundation just to get back into things because it seemed like every year around that time we trying some kind of challenge or diet.
Because that's when you finna gain all the weight with Thanksgiving, with Christmas, with Halloween right before that. I mean, it's sugar, food, and sugar. You're gonna gain weight.
Exactly. Yeah. And that, if you remember, I was telling you, I was like, as far as my eating wasn't under control at that point.
Yeah.
So I said, but at the least I'm gonna, just work out, just work hard, get a good program in.
Do something.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
just to get some kind of momentum build up and going into, try to get through the holidays and then carry into the new year.
Yeah.
So yeah, with that, they did give me a diet as well. And I mean, it was, fruits, veggies, meats, proteins, a lot of meat.
Yeah.
Because, it goes with, they cater it to your weight and your goals and whatnot.
Right.
Like, I think a lot of people don't understand sometimes when it comes to macros.
Yeah.
Like, depending on your activity level, like the protein's hard to get in, man. Even if you're eating meat,
Yeah.
So it's like
that's a lot of food.
I got to a point. Yeah, I was seeing some results. It was kind of slow to me. Like the results, it was coming off slow. I was getting stronger. But I just felt so full all the time.
Yeah.
Like heavy, just sitting. I'm like, man, I got to eat this again.
Right. You get tired of eating.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So my thing is, so that's an example. Like I was starting to see results, but I really wasn't feeling that great.
Yeah. Okay. That's a good point.
And that's one thing. That's one thing I don't think that's stressed enough. Like you see a lot of people doing a lot of different diets or weight programs, and they might be losing weight, but you can tell they either got no energy.
Yeah.
Or they walk around, not to be judged, but they walk around looking like
right. Dead in the face.
Right, yeah, like you struggling, bro, like just to walk,
And I was thinking about that when I did a week to where I cut all sugar. So I didn't eat anything with sugar in it. So if the ketchup has sugar in it, no ketchup. If anything has sugar. So, and I saw results. I dropped some weight during that week, but my attitude was shitty. Like my wife didn't want to be around me. I was short-tempered. Like my sleep wasn't, I was sleeping well, but then when I woke up, I still felt like I needed more, or I still felt like I needed something else. Like my mentality was all the way off just by not doing the sugar like that. So yes, like you said, you can do some things and get the results, but there are going to be some consequences. It's going to cost you something somewhere else.
Right. Well, another thing too is like, I think too many people just sugarcoat the whole issue. I mean, everybody has different reasons why they might be overweight or whatnot. Sometimes it's medical, whatever. Like, we don't know what people are going through, but a lot of it has to do with either emotional eating, or to me, it needs to be treated like for what it is, an addiction, just like anything else,
Absolutely.
And they got a lot of research on that where they say sugar and cheese is just as addictive as some of the hardest drugs out there.
I believe it, dude. That sugar
is not talked about enough.
Yeah. That sugar.
And if you notice, I mean, I don't know. I know people that have done, try to come off certain drugs and whatnot. And if you notice, they usually turn to sugary things or fattening foods. It's almost like they'll replace that for that. It's just trying to. And you start to think of, well, why is that? Because somehow it's giving them some kind of that.
It's feeding that itch enough.
Yeah. And I mean, you guys can look, you and whoever the viewers could check it out. Look into it for yourself. Cheese and sugar. They've done a lot of studies, and it does come out very addicting. And those are the two things I love the most.
Put some cheese on it, you good. Put some sugar on it, you in business.
I can never have enough cheese, and even to this day, that's one thing I still struggle with to this day. Because man, I'm not gonna lie, they got a lot of vegan or vegetarian, dairy-free alternatives for cheese. Garbage. So trash.
Flat out.
It's so trash. I'm like, I'm either gonna not eat it at all, or I'm just gonna eat the real thing.
Right.
I'm like, that stuff, it smells bad, it don't taste good. No, I'm good.
Yeah. So then let's go. You came out in November. You said you got your plan. You kind of got the fitness plan behind you, but you wasn't feeling that great. So what was then? Where did you get to after that November stage?
So during that 6-week thing, I think I dropped around 12 to 15 pounds. I started off at around 274, 275.
Okay.
And once that was done, it was like, I think it took me through Thanksgiving. So I think about the beginning of December.
Yeah.
Or around early December, that's when that program finished.
Yeah.
And, I felt good. I'm like, as far as workouts and whatnot, I was like, I can kind of do them on my own. I've been doing them, It's just my issue is consistency and then diet.
Right.
Never been the working out part, So December came, I was doing okay. And then about, I want to say around Christmas, I just got so sick. We were talking about this where.
That's right. Yeah.
I had to have COVID. Like back then they didn't have the test, obviously. Right. I remember I went to urgent care. I got tested for flu. It was negative. I got tested for strep.
Yeah.
Negative. And man, my throat was so bad. It was swollen. I remember I didn't even want to eat. And I always tell my mom, like, the day you see me not eating, something's wrong, because even when I was a kid, I was always sick, but I was always eating.
Get that call, the ambulance, come and pick up your paper.
And so literally it was about 11 days total.
Okay.
And for about 7 to 8 of those days, I had a fever, like about 102, 103 fever, which I've never had a fever for that long, that high in my life. It's usually 2-3 days max fever, and you get over it, and you're back to
you good. Yeah, you rock.
So right, so I lost weight. I didn't even want to eat. I was just sick. I remember it was New Year's Eve last year, and I was just in the bed. I was not moving. didn't want to eat. It hurt to eat because of my sore throat, and that just chills out of this world. I thought I was like, I don't know, something's definitely wrong, but around that time, I wasn't getting no answers.
Yeah.
And so that took me through that. Christmas and New Year's, I was just sick for about 11, 12 days.
And then what was your weight after that New Year's? Do you remember?
So I got down to, I was around 260.
Okay.
So it's like I only had lost maybe a couple more pounds from what I lost in the challenge.
Right. Okay.
Like 5 more pounds probably, I think.
Okay.
So the funny thing about it was the timing, because earlier, like I said, every January is when I try to do after New Year's.
The Daniel fast.
Right.
Yeah.
But this year I had wanted to try to switch it up a little bit. I wanted to try doing a juice fast.
That's right. You did the juice joints from what's the name? Freshies, right?
Yep. And then I was going to jump in because a lot of people, it's hard to do the whole just overnight thing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I started doing a lot of research, and a lot of people were recommending doing a juice fast. Some people call it detox, whatever. Like, people argue about those words all the time.
Right.
Look, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna try it, because one, I just felt like I had nothing to lose at that point.
Yeah.
I felt shitty. I felt like crap. So I was like, you know what? Especially after coming off this, it just motivated me. I'm like, I feel like something I was doing wrong to get that sick.
Okay.
So I did the 3-day juice fast from Freshie, which basically was, I think, 7 juices a day. Yeah. So it's 21 juices total. Just those juices. That's it. That and water. Yeah. No food, no shakes, no nothing. And it was brutal, man. But the thing is, I was already kind of empty because I wasn't eating.
That's right. Right.
But so the first day was, from what I remember, it was fairly easy. I just was drinking or whatever. Second, I think I did Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So that Saturday, that's when I started to feel like starting to get hungry, a little bit.
So I was gonna ask, was your energy coming back? How was you feeling? How was your mindset coming off the juice fast?
Well, my mindset was good. My mindset, I was motivated. I was kind of like pissed off. I'm like, you know what? If I would have been taking care of myself, I wouldn't have got this sick. Because I was starting to eat, because of the holidays, I was starting to fall off.
Yeah.
Eat garbage and all that. And wasn't taking like nothing, no vitamins, stuff. I was just falling off,
Yeah.
But yeah, so the second day I started to get a little hungry, but I was like, it got rough that Saturday. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, I'm not gonna do this. Why am I doing this? You start thinking, your mind starts playing trick. What the hell are you doing, bro? You can pay for this?
Reasoning with yourself, right?
Right. And then Sunday, I woke up, and as far as energy goes, I mean, think about it. You're not taking a lot of calories in.
Yeah.
Especially there's not much carbs or protein or any of that. So it's weird. It's like you don't feel like you can run through a wall or nothing like that. Like when you take a pre-workout. But it's like you feel light though. It's like a different kind of energy. It's like hard to explain unless you like experience it. So like I felt light. I felt clean. I felt a little weak, but again, I was coming off that
sickness.
That's whatever, COVID, whatever it was, and just like it's still low calorie at the end of the day, But yeah, that third day it was a lot easier. You get hungry, but you just get used to being hungry. It's like nothing. It's all up here after that.
So that's the beginning of January. So now we know Super Bowl is that first week, that last weekend, first week of February. Did you stay clean throughout that time? Did you kind of start to fall off a little bit? And then did you do the same thing you always do on Super Bowl?
No, not this year.
Okay.
Because this year I was like, you know what? Because of what happened and I felt so good, I was like, from the jump, I was like, I'm going to see how far I can go. I was aiming for a month.
Yeah.
Because usually it was like 3 weeks that I would do.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'm going to aim for a month. I'm going to try to go. So around Super Bowl came around and I did pretty good from what I remember for the first time. I was just like, I'm good. I'm feeling good. Like I was determined, like, let's see how far I can go this time. And man, I ended up just sticking through it. I would say to about like right before everything popped off, before when they sent us home in March, right?
Right. Yeah.
March. Yeah, so I was still getting up early, 5-something in the morning. I was going to the gym, getting that done early in the morning. And I was still doing the whole plant-based thing, most part.
Do you remember what your weight was in March?
Yeah, it was still around 260. I think I got down. I think I cracked. Actually, I did. I got under 260 because I remember telling you I'm finally in them 250s.
Yeah.
Remember? So I think I was about 257, something like that.
Probably, and you get the floating weight with the water every day, all that. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. What happened was when they sent us home, and people were starting to panic.
Yeah.
Like, I got to get stuff for the house. Got to get food. We don't know how long this is gonna last. So I remember I was just at the grocery store and I was just like buying all kinds of crap. I don't know. I was thinking of like stuff that's gonna last. And then it's like also because of my mom, she has the diabetes and her little little habits here and there. I was like buying stuff for her too. And then, man, honestly, I think it was just the stress of the whole situation of being at home and not knowing what was gonna happen, to all of us. You know what I'm saying, man? And I know a lot of people I just started eating everything. And once I just went to the store, bought all this stuff that was supposed to last.
Yeah.
And I'm just cleaning right through everything like nothing.
God damn.
So, man, I went from I think I actually had got down to 252 right before that started. And by April, I remember I had blown back up to like 262 or something like that.
Damn.
And that's really what I just started thinking like, man, bro, you put in all this work, all of these months.
Yeah.
You were feeling good. You were doing good. You got to do something. I mean, obviously, we couldn't go to the gym. Everything stopped. We couldn't go to the gym.
Yeah.
As far as food, I'm an emotional eater. So if I get like stressed out, anxiety or something like that,
yeah,
I just start to eat, munch on whatever I find, And so no, I don't know. Just April came and I was just.
Did you go to the whole beat yourself up phase then? You start seeing the numbers, you start seeing the rise. You got back in the 260s. Like how bad was it? Like how tough did you get on yourself at that point?
Well, I've done that so much in the past that I was kind of like, all right, man, it is what it is. Like, you messed up. Yeah, it was more pissed off, but motivated at the same time.
Okay. I was gonna say, I think a lot of people get to that point to where they've done the beat up in the past when they gained the weight. Now they get tired of beating themselves up. They just be like, well, this is what happened, man. Are we gonna do something or no?
and you know what? That's right, and that's important. That's key. It's like what we always talk about is the mindset.
Yeah.
Because if you're not careful, just that you can go down a black hole real quick.
And for a long time.
You already messed up. Might as well keep messing up.
Yeah, right.
1 day, 2 days, 3 days,
Yeah, turned into a whole year, and then now you're getting diagnosed with stuff.
Exactly. But no, that's key. It's like, okay, like I messed up. It is what it is. You got to have short-term memory, just like the great quarterbacks in the NFL. Like they throw an interception.
Yep.
So, Tom Brady gonna come back and light it up the next play. Or you get Mitch Trubisky, as much as I love the kid.
Yeah.
He'll go and throw 2 more picks, because he gets down on himself. At least the old ones. I don't know about the new one, but it's all mindset, man. So I was able to. That's when I bought those mats. I got them for the house. I started doing a lot of body weight stuff inside because I didn't have all the weights I got now. I picked up through the summer, but when I started in April and all that, I went to Walmart. I got 2 kettlebells and I had 1 dumbbell. Not even a set. I had 1 dumbbell. So I was like, you know what? I just started looking up a bunch of body weight stuff. Yeah. And that's kind of when I got into the whole the animal flow stuff and the kettlebell work. Huh. And which it got me. It was rough because it's hard to get. Man, it's just hard to get motivated in the house.
It is. Yeah, absolutely.
It don't matter what you got. I used to think, it's because I don't have the equipment. Bull crap.
You got the equipment now.
Yeah, it takes a special person to be able to just, get up and just keep working, do what you got to do. But no, I was able to get into a good groove, and that kind of sparked things back up for me.
Okay.
As far as the eating goes, I had gotten really bad. I was eating everything like chips, sweets, I really wasn't still doing like too much meat or nothing like that. I was at least trying to stay away from that, but it got to the point, I was just munching all day. So what I did to get out of it is I started doing the intermittent fasting.
Yeah.
So again, because of all the experience we have, I've learned, at least for me, it's a process. You need a system.
That's right. You gotta have a system. Gotta have a plan.
Right. So I was like, okay, 1 thing at a time, because sometimes so many of us, we try to cut things off overnight, and only very few people that works for it.
Right.
So what I did was like, okay, I'm gonna start off with just restricting the time. Okay. I didn't even change how I was eating.
Yeah.
I just said, okay, after a certain time, I'm not going to eat. And when I wake up, I'm not going to eat till I was doing around 10 to 6 or 11 to 8, those hours. That was my feeding window around there. So that kind of helped me, especially not eating late at night. Man, that's a killer for me.
Mm-hmm. And I'm put out a video with all my tips and tricks, and that's a big one. Is you got to eat light. When you eat late, eat light. So your last meal is light, and then no food for the rest of the night. Right. Because having your body have a full stomach and you going to sleep, now you just working, trying to process whatever you just ate. You're not even working on the fat in your body. So having a small meal like that, cutting off at 8 o'clock, and by the time you get mid-realm sleep, your body's starting to burn some fat now for energy. But that's gonna be in a whole other video. But that makes
makes
all
the
sense.
Because they do say about I think about 3 to 4 hours before bed you want
to shut it off.
I mean, obviously it depends on your goals and what you're trying to reach. Everybody has different needs as far as calories and macronutrients, but that's the problem. Most people, if they're eating late, they're eating garbage.
Yeah.
It's not like they're grabbing a bowl of oatmeal or something like that.
That's right.
They go to sleep with like 2-3 steaks or burgers.
Burgers, fries. Yeah.
Oh, you just passing gas all night.
Man,
you
already know how the body gonna do you.
Yeah, it's just it's now we know better. It's like it's dumb. Like, why do we do that to ourselves? Because even if I eat and take a nap during the day, I wake up feeling terrible. Like, we gotta let the body digest the food, man. It's just not. When you're laying down, like, your body's just it's not the same. So, and if you notice, if you eat and walk around, you don't even feel as full as if you were to eat and sit or even go to bed.
Exactly. So you restricted your time, and then what did you do after that?
And then after I started getting into that groove, when the summer came, then I ended up getting that elliptical.
Yeah.
And I started getting that set up in my garage going.
Okay.
And that's really so I started cleaning up. I started trying to clean up the diet again. I was restricting. I got rid of a lot of the junk food and all that.
Yeah.
And then what I started to do was I think about June or July, I threw in fasted cardio.
Okay.
In the morning.
Yeah.
And that really did it, like, really just kicked in. I needed that spark. By that time I was already I think I was in the 240s by then.
Okay.
Probably like 248 or something like that.
So 262 down to 248 with the intermittent fasting and the setup in the garage and the fasted cardio.
Right.
And you're still doing mainly plant-based at this point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was back on I was pretty much back on it. So, another quick thing, and I want to eventually do a video on this. A lot of times the terms get mixed up, right? Yeah. So real quick, so with vegans, you don't want to disrespect them. Like, people, how you doing with the vegan? Don't do that to them, because vegans are hardcore. Like, that's a lifestyle. Yeah. They don't even buy clothes or anything that has to do with animals. You know what I'm saying? So,
okay.
It's not just food. It really is a lifestyle for them. So vegan is not the same as vegetarian.
Right.
The vegetarian is not the same as plant-based.
Yeah.
Because vegetarians, you see, there's a lot of fat vegetarians. I've gained weight eating, because it's still a lot of processed crap.
Yeah.
But and there's different types of vegetarians, but mainly with vegetarians, they just don't eat meat. So they're not really like
You're not watching sugar, not watching carbs, or watching anything. It's just no meat.
No meat or no dairy, no eggs. Like that. But you do have, some vegetarians that don't eat eggs.
Yeah.
You got the pescatarians where they don't eat meat or eggs or anything, but they eat fish, so many ways to cut it. But anyways, but when it comes down to plant-based, whole food plant-based, to me that's the best combination there is. I mean, you're getting, things from the earth, you know what I'm saying? Like vegetables, legumes, organic, obviously, because there's a lot of junk out there when it comes to pesticides and all that. But yeah, whole food, plant-based, that's pretty much my goal. That's where I'm always trying to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. I pretty much switch off here and there between vegetarian or, bro, they got a lot of good junk food.
Right.
Especially now. It's not like, when it first came out, a lot of the stuff was like nasty, but now, like, a lot of those brands, they have some, the fake meats and the fake chickens and all that. And it's like, if you don't watch it, boy, you get them calories in real quick. And it's a lot of carbs.
And I want you to speak to this. I know when people start going through different meal plans and things like that, they might slip up a little bit. It sounded like you might have had a couple slip ups when you said, I was doing a plant-based thing. I might bounce a little bit, but I'm constantly working towards the plant-based. Talk a little bit about that grace that you give yourself, or kind of the conversation you have with yourself to give yourself that, like, it's okay. I'm still working towards it. I'm not just because I slipped up don't mean I got to quit. Like, talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. So, to be completely transparent, I'm in one of those moments right now. Since around Thanksgiving, I even been eating meat, which I wasn't doing at all. So like I completely fell off, the whole, but this is the thing, like we've done this on and off for so many years. It's like, it's more of a experience comes in, like having that kind of mind state where you just get down on yourself, like it's dangerous and it only makes things worse. Right.
There you go.
It's like, so to me, the short-term memory is the best. I mean, at the end of the day, what's done is done. It's in the past. You can't do nothing about that. Why are you gonna beat yourself up about it?
Yeah.
It's more of you want to switch on that growth mindset. Like, okay, let me find a solution. Let me find something that does work.
Right.
And let me not focus on what's not working.
Yeah.
Focus on something that does work. And as long as you don't stop, you don't quit. Like that's never an option. Because I hope I don't care if it takes you 10 years, 15 years, but just don't quit, just don't stop. And because at the end of the day, it's all about consistency, right?
Yeah.
Usually a lot of diets can work, or I don't like to say diets, but ways of eating can work if you're consistent enough.
Yeah, that's right. I love what you said with that too, man. Just don't quit. Just find a way that will work. Don't just say you can't do it or it's not going to work for you. Find a way that will work. Have short-term memory. The past is the past. I love that, man. I love that.
My thing is, again, like we got too many people out here trying to be on some like all in people's faces. Like it's got to be this way or nothing else works. Like you got people that, it's all keto or it's all intermittent fasting or it's all, you got it, man. If I see you eating meat, you're going to hell. Like, look, this is my journey. This is what I'm doing. I just like to share my experiences with everyone.
Yeah.
I get people all the time hit me up. Oh, you should be doing this. You should be doing that. And I appreciate it. Maybe coming from a good place.
Yeah.
But like I said earlier, I'm a type of person that's like, it might take me a little longer because I'm hard-headed, but I want to experience things for myself.
I feel you.
I don't want to just do something because I read it somewhere or somebody else did it, because we already know, again, like we said, body types are different.
Yeah.
And different types of exercises affect people differently. There's people that their bodies are built for cardio and whatnot. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And
Exactly.
it works well.
Yeah.
And you got the people that just look at a weight and they just start putting on muscle, right?
That's me, right? Yeah, I've realized I've done it both ways. I've done it to where I lost a bunch of weight doing cardio,
right?
And I dropped weight, but I didn't look like how I wanted to look. And then I did it during mainly weight training. It took a little longer, but once that engine was going, man, I was burning constantly. So I did it both ways, and I like doing it the weight training way more so than the cardio way.
And that's big. That's one thing that people try to force too much on themselves. Like it may not be for you a certain type of diet or a certain type, right? Yeah. And that's why, because there is science behind this stuff. There's a lot of people that's taken a lot of time and done a lot of experimentation on different diets, different exercises, different programs. Like you literally be there you'll never stop learning, right?
Yeah.
The thing is to find what works for you. Everybody has different schedules. Everybody has different lifestyles. And the biggest thing is everybody has different goals, right?
Yeah.
Like somebody might just want to be lean. Somebody might just want to be jacked to the gills, some people just, which, you're not seeing this enough, but now we're starting to see it's all about performance-based.
Yeah.
Like I'm at my life. I want to feel good and I want to perform at a certain level.
Yeah.
So I obviously, the muscles and all that shit is cute, but there's a lot of big dudes out here that can't move, they can't run, they can't breathe, so it's you're not functional. What's the point?
That's right. Let's get into the win. So what's the lowest weight that you got down to, and then tell me about the mindset that you had around yourself with getting to that and achieving that.
So let me see, it's already December. I was going pretty hard up till about, I would say, October. I got down to 232.
So 260 at the beginning, 262 at the beginning, down to 232 by October.
Yeah,
That's
and
what's
then
up.
so in April, because remember April, I shot back up to 260 from April to about August, September.
Yeah.
That's when I dropped those 30-something pounds,
Man, that's awesome, man. And what was your mindset around when you saw that number? Like, what were you feeling? Man. What were you thinking?
It's been a long time. Obviously, it's been about probably 7 or 8 years that I've been around that weight.
Yeah. Oh, so, yeah.
Yeah, it definitely was a big win. And the biggest thing, it was just to find something. I was just happy that I found something that worked.
Yeah.
And that I also felt good doing. You know what I'm saying? The only thing, I was experimenting a lot throughout the summer. This whole year was all about experimentation. Like another thing I was doing was, besides the intermittent fasting, I was also starting to lift.
Yeah.
So I would do my 30, 45 minutes of cardio fasted, and then I was jump in and do my lifting. That only lasted about 2 weeks. Because I felt terrible, man. Bro, because you fasted and you trying to lift, and it's like you don't have the glucose to really get it going, especially after doing
the cardio already.
Right?
Yeah.
So it got to the point where, like, I was starting to drop, but I noticed I was losing muscle quick.
Okay.
And I just didn't feel good. I didn't want to look at it. I was unhappy. It was pissing me off to work out.
Yeah.
So that's how I knew. I'm like, all right, this ain't working. And then real quick, I came across Mike Dolce. He's a trainer, big time MMA trainer, but he works with all types of athletes.
Yeah.
He's got his own Dolce diet, and a lot of his philosophies, they just make sense to me. I've either already believed in them, or I was kind of like intrigued by him. And he's big on that. He doesn't believe in restrictive dieting at all. He's all about whole food, organic, grass-fed. He eats meat, just quality nutrients, and he eats his diet. Like, there's a lot of food in there. That's what a lot of people think, that if you got to lose a certain thing, you got to like starve yourself, and that's furthest from the truth. But another thing was his workout. So he was big on the fasted cardio. But as far as lifting, he would do that in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
So
I like that.
Get a meal or two in, right? The only problem is, obviously, we don't have the schedules to be doing that.
Right.
Not yet. So it is kind of hard. You got to kind of tweak it around, but I feel like that is the best. If you can, knock your cardio out earlier in the day and get your lift in later. And that's if you're trying to lose weight. Obviously, if a person if they're comfortable with their fat muscle percentage, they don't need to be doing those fasted cardio.
Right. It's just tips that we giving that work for us, man. And man, but definitely you done dropped some gems today, brother. I appreciate it. I got a couple things written down that I'm gonna keep in mind, man. I love it, especially the short-term memory. That's a big one that I think the audience will gain something from, for sure.
Yeah, again, just to be transparent, like, I've gained about 15 pounds since November. So right now, as we speak, I'm back up to 247, I believe. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks, man. I put in a lot of work, but I don't care. I know I can get back there to it. So starting actually in the next couple of days here, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna do my little juice fast. I do recommend, not long term, I would say 1 to 3 days. Obviously, check with your doctors. I'm not a medical professional. Make sure you do that, right? But
100%.
I do, from the research and my personal experience, I really do feel like the juice fast helps you break from those cravings from sugar and what that, because by the third day, I'm starting to crave fruits and I mean, you're so damn hungry, you take a bowl of beans and just you appreciate the healthy food after that,
Yeah.
So that's what I'm gonna do, and then I'm gonna jump back into the whole plant-based thing, and I'm gonna try to put something simple together for people if they, if they want to follow along.
Sure.
Again, I'm not selling nothing. This is just what I'm doing. I'm sharing my journey, what I'm doing.
Same with this program, man. I ain't selling this program. This is just me giving information for people. Hopefully it'll help them out, man. Thank you, bro, for checking in with us, man, and stopping in, giving us your knowledge. Give the people your, Facebook, Instagram, whatever social media you on. Let them know where they can find you at.
Yeah, so it's at the Nieves Effect. That's my Instagram handle. It's also my Twitter handle. Facebook, it's the Nieves Effect as well. They're all kind of linked together. But
That's
I'm
right.
mainly I'm big on Instagram right now.
Okay.
I'm kind of upset with Facebook, so
well,
I just
man.
post there. But
well, audience, we appreciate y'all, man. I hope you got some value out of this episode. Be sure to link over to our Facebook page, the Be Limitless Today Mindset page. That's where you'll be able to see everything all together. Of course, you can follow me at Jarvis Cobb on Facebook. It will be on Instagram at Be Limitless Today, and it will be all over TikTok at Be Limitless Today. We want to thank you again, man. I hope this was valuable to y'all, and we will talk to y'all soon. Peace.
Thanks for having me, brother.
And you got it, man. Later.